It was a hot afternoon in Onitsha. The kind of heat that made everything feel slow, like time was dragging its feet. But in the middle of it all, Amarachi stood tall, graceful, smart, and admired by everyone around her. She was the kind of girl mothers would point at in the market and say, "Be like her." But there was more to her than just the pretty face and sharp mind. Amarachi had a heart that loved deeply, and for a long time it beat for a boy named Uzo. Now, Uzo wasn't your typical dream guy. By standards of society, he didn't come from wealth. He wasn't the loudest in the room. He had a slight stammer that made him seem shy. But when he spoke, it felt like everything he said mattered. He was a tailor, young and ambitious, with hands that could turn fabric into art. And more than that, he made Amarachi laugh, made her feel seen, really seen. They met at the NYSC camp for 2 years. Uzo never missed her birthday. He would show up with a handmade gift, usually an outfit he sewed himself. Perfectly cut, beautifully stitched. He always told her, "I might not have everything, but I can give you all of me." And Amarachi believed him. She truly did. But there was a problem. Amarachi wasn't just any ordinary girl. She was the daughter of Chief Anene, a retired commissioner, and in their home, appearances were everything. To her father, love wasn't enough. It had to come with titles, cars, land, the kind of life that showed they had made it. When Amarachi told them about Uzo, her father's voice boomed in the sitting room. "A tailor? Amarachi, are we cursed? Do you want to bring shame to this family?" Her mother didn't speak, but the silence, oh, that silence. It was deafening, and the guilt that followed was worse than any insult. "After everything we've done for you, you want to disgrace this family with a stammering tailor?" Amarachi cried that night. She thought of Uzo, his hands brushing hers, his smiles that always made her feel like she was the only woman in the room. He had once said to her, "I might not be loud, but I will never leave you in silence." But now, it was a silence that drowned out everything. She stopped picking his calls. She ignored his messages. One day, he came to their house with flowers, a bouquet he had saved up for months. She told the househelp to say she wasn't around. Amarachi watched from the window as he waited for hours, quietly, patiently, just like he always did. And then he left. Months later, Amarachi was engaged to Kunle, an oil company manager, tall and rich, the perfect match by her father's standards. The wedding was grand, asoebi everywhere, but inside Amarachi's heart, empty, cold, still, she told herself, "This is what life is about. You don't marry love, you marry stability." And she wore her engagement ring with a smile that never quite reached her eyes. Years passed. Amarachi became a mother of two, living in a mansion in Lekki. Kunle traveled often, and when he came back, he was always on his phone, more interested in his business calls than his wife. Yet, Amarachi never complained. She told herself that this was the life she had chosen. She attended church, served in women's conferences, and always kept up appearances. After all, she had everything a woman was supposed to want, right? But then, one day, something happened. Amarachi went to pick up fabric from a new fashion house in Victoria Island. The shop was beautiful, warm, lightning, classy interior, but what caught her eyes was the plaque on the wall, Uzo Designs. Celebrating 5 years of global excellence. Her heart stopped. The name sent a shockwave through her chest. Before she could gather her thoughts, Uzo walked in, taller, broader, more confident. His stammer was almost gone, replaced by a quiet charisma that filled the room. He was laughing with a client, a stunning woman, wearing one of his designs. Amarachi quickly turned her face away, her heart racing. Her driver asked, "Madam, are you okay?" "I'm fine," she said, but she could feel her breath shortening. She quickly stepped outside, forcing herself to breathe normally. The sight of Uzo, thriving and successful, was a knife to her chest. The years of pretending she was happy, of burying her true feelings, came crashing down on her. That night, Amarachi sat alone, staring at a framed drawing Uzo had once made for her. A girl with beautiful wings. His voice echoed in her head. "You were meant to fly, not fold for people's approval." She couldn't stop the tears that fell, not because she wanted Uzo back, but because she had abandoned herself. She had silenced her own voice to please everyone else. She picked up her old diary and wrote a letter to Uzo. She didn't plan to send it, but she had to get it out. "Dear Uzo, I'm sorry I let someone else speak louder than your love. I didn't walk away because I stopped loving you. I walked away because I was scared of disappointing those who never knew what love felt like." Weeks turned to months. Amarachi slowly started making small changes. She enrolled in a writing class. She spent weekends with her kids instead of attending every high society event. She didn't leave her marriage, but she stopped lying to herself about her unhappiness. There was a twist she didn't see coming. One Sunday, Amarachi was scrolling through Facebook when she saw Uzo's latest post. He was at an orphanage giving clothes to children. Uzo wasn't bitter. He hadn't let her abandonment turn him into someone unhappy or angry. Instead, he was living his purpose, helping others, finding fulfillment where it mattered most. She clicked like, her heart heavy, but a small smile tugging at her lips. She closed the app and put her phone down, a sense of peace washing over her. Some love don't return, but they still teach you how to live again. And for Amarachi, healing didn't come from going back. It came from forgiving herself, from letting go of the fear of disappointing others, and from finally choosing her own happiness. One day, she would be the woman who could fly on her own. If you like the story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories. See you next time.